Rocket League partners with ESPN to officially be a part of the X Games Aspen 2021. Astralis dives into the music space in a partnership with UMG, and Neumeister and Justin Kenna, formerly of FaZe Clan, join GameSquare Esports. All that and more on This Week in Gaming and Esports for January 18th through January 24th. I'm your host, 𝗪𝗏𝗧𝗏, and let's dive right into it. For our top 3 stories today, first one being ESPN and Rocket League. They partner up for Rocket League to be officially a part of the X Games Aspen 2021. Rocket League will host a new 𝗪cie𝗍 NA regional tournament at the competition here, and X Games related items will be made available in the Rocket League store. The regional competition has been confirmed as part of the 𝗪cie𝗍 circuit, as well as being an official X Games Aspen event. The really cool thing here is that X Games is promoting this heavily on their own channels as well. They have multiple blog posts on this and they're promoting it on mainstream media. Since the broadcast will be available on ESPN and via Twitch and YouTube, it will hopefully get the attention of lots of non-endemic gaming viewers. Similar things like this have been done in the past to bring esports to the mainstream. Buffalo Wild Wings partnered with League of Legends to be playing League of Legends matches in their sports bars. E-League as well, they were partnered with TBS and they were playing CSGO matches when they had E-League on there as well. I remember seeing this, which was really cool. So this signals good things for the future given how much attention is being put onto esports. I'm also curious as how to non-endemic investors actually become aware of the esports industry, because I feel like this might be one of the top ways that people actually become aware of esports. In a strange way, esports is still segmented from the mainstream in the US at least, not in other parts of the world. So this is a great way to bring up to speed here all the people who maybe aren't as introduced to this topic of esports as much. Astralis, they dove into the music space with a partnership with Universal Music Group. The two partners are teaming up for a new music initiative, and recently they released a new song, To the Stars, which is also Astralis' motto. The song received pretty good feedback on YouTube, 5.3 thousand likes and only 111 dislikes, and also got 50,000 views, which is pretty good for an esports or related song. Many people are saying songs like this should be integrated into the games that they play in the comments section, which is not bad at all. People are saying this should be a CSGO music track, which I think honestly might not be a bad idea at all. The partnership will feature a new project called Astralis 𝗏𝗏, where Astralis will work with more musicians on exclusive tracks here. The goal here is to provide artists from different backgrounds who share passion for gaming a room to play and create new music inspired by their passion that they share and live. So honestly, that sounds pretty cool to me. This is one of the few times I've actually seen gaming and esports brands get deep into music. Very impactful. One example was Riot Games' KDA with all their music and ability to actually generate content. Literally, Logitech G had a partnership with this virtual influencer group. KDA is not a real group. It's a group of characters Riot made up. So obviously we've seen Spotify and Riot Games, but also UMG partnered with Riot before as well. So many music studios are working to make music a bigger part of gaming, streaming, content creation, as well as esports, given its prevalence within the space. And while it's not in the same realm, Twitch actually made a soundtrack beta to help creators, and Facebook Gaming, they announced a partnership with many labels like Sony Music, Warner Music, UMG, and others to help creators play music during their live streams. So I'm going to keep an eye out for the streams as well as some of these new tunes coming from Astralis and potentially even other organizations here. I believe it'll only be tier 1 organizations that'll be doing this, given they have a lot of devout fans, but we'll see how many organizations usher in this initiative as well. Our last top story here, Neumeister and Justin Kenna, formerly they were with FaZe Clan. They will both be joining GameSquare Esports, and Jan's priority will be to drive organic revenue growth in Europe. He will also be identifying cross-selling opportunities with the company's North American operations as well. He was previously the Senior Vice President of Media and Partnerships at FaZe Clan. His responsibilities included crafting and executing the brand's European strategy, as well as developing brand partnerships and driving asset acquisition outside the United States. Justin, on the other hand, he spent more than 3 years as FaZe Clan as its CFO. Prior to that, he worked in various roles at EY, Deloitte, Rams, Optimist Inc., as well as Madison in the last 17 years. And while GameSquare, they also granted Justin, in accordance to the company's stock policy, 2 million stock options, which is good for him. What's interesting here is that GameSquare's website, and they mentioned that the company is seeking to acquire additional assets and entities serving the esports market and more broadly in sports and entertainment. So we'll see where they move there with that acquisition, that statement. Also, earlier this month, GameSquare announced that it had acquired Reciprocity Corp, who has 3 big assets: one Crossfire franchise in China, a 40% interest in a League of Legends team in Latin America, as well as GCN, a digital media company focused on gaming and esports in North America. So they're a pretty global company here. Another interesting thing from this move is that this marks the second time in the last 9 months that high-ranking executives as FaZe Clan have left the org to either start their own or join another company, right? The first time it was Greg Selko, Clinton Sparks, and Will Edens with 𝗪𝗏𝗏 in July of 2020. Now it's Justin Kenna and Neumeister joining GameSquare. You know, that might be saying something, but it also also doesn't necessarily mean anything because that being said, we've also seen folks like Matt Augustine and Matt Bauer join the organization. So it might just be internal changes as well. We'll see what goes on for FaZe Clan, and we'll see what goes on here for GameSquare Esports. And diving into the rest of the stories, for partnerships, Enthusiast Gaming and Samsung, they will partner together. Samsung will be featured on Luminosity Gaming's team jerseys, as well as placed on various social channels integrated into influencer and brand ambassador content. Samsung will also sponsor EGLX, Enthusiast Gaming's annual gaming expo. The main objective of this partnership is to drive awareness among a younger demographic for Samsung's gaming products. Fnatic, they partner with 𝗪𝐿𝐼𝐻. 𝗪𝐿𝐼𝐻's logo will be featured on Fnatic's team jerseys, and both parties will collaborate on a range of activations and content here. This includes in-game activations driven around Fnatic's pro players, as well as its online and physical tools. The goal here is for 𝗪𝐿𝐼𝐻 to strengthen its reach across the Europe, Middle East, and Africa region and establish its brand in the esports ecosystem. 𝗪𝐿𝐼𝐻 is an American brand, so we'll see how this one goes for them. Team Vitality, they're very focused on health as they partner with Incept and Garmin. Incept has been named the organization's official equipment supplier and will equip Team Vitality's performance center with watt bikes, rowing, biking, skiing ergs, as well as other fitness equipment. And then going off that trend as well, Garmin will provide its Instinct Esports Edition watch to Vitality as part of their partnership. Both brands will actually work together to research and further develop Garmin's esports products as well. Alliance, they partner with VBET, and VBET, being the title sponsor of Alliance, will help strengthen the support given to its current rosters, as well as allow Alliance to expand into other games and regions here. The partnership is expected to fuel resources to create more organic content for Alliance fans. Vodafone Giants, they partner with MAGGI Fusion. With this partnership, MAGGI's range of Oriental noodles will be positioned as a benchmark brand in Vodafone Giants broadcasting channels, as well as promoted on its social media. Any partnership with noodle company, I'm happy. 100+, they partnered with Team Secret. The 100+ energy drink logo would be featured on the team jersey of Team Secret's PUBG Mobile division, which is in Malaysia. Currently, they are ranked number 2 in the PUBG Mobile Global Championship Season 0 finals. And 100+, previously, they've also sponsored PUBG Mobile's PMCO in 2019, so this isn't new for them at all. The 𝗪𝐸 have renewed their partnerships with KitKat, Logitech G, as well as 𝗪𝐸𝐬. KitKat activations will include a continuation of KitKat's "Even the Biggest Champ Needs a Break" campaign with a 30-second spot entitled Mission Control. Logitech G, they'll continue to provide 𝗪𝐸 players with gaming accessories, as well as sponsoring 𝗪𝐸's Mechanics broadcast segment throughout the next 2 years. And for 𝗪𝐸, the partnership will continue to bring content to its fans via the 𝗪𝐸 studio. This year, the partnership will showcase 𝗪𝐸's new branding and logo as well. For finance and M&A, VSPN, they raised $60 million in their Series B. The investment is expected to go towards creating technologies and esports production and deepening the layout of esports IP trends and operations, as well as creating new esports content and products. Enthusiast Gaming are going to raise $36.9 million, and their stock price is at an all-time high right now. Enthusiast Gaming offers 6.42 million shares from its treasury and will receive approximately $36.9 million in gross proceeds. The remaining 2.45 million shares are offered by a selling shareholder, Blue Ant Media, which will receive gross proceeds of roughly $14.1 million. Nations Ventures, they invested in 𝗪𝗿. The funding will be used to establish a wholly owned U.S. subsidiary, 𝗪𝗿 USA LLC. The funding includes a cash investment to the firm's parent company, 𝗪𝗿 Pty Ltd. 𝗪𝗿's North American subsidiary will also be a new affiliate of We Are Nations as a part of the deal. Turnip, they raised $1.63 million in their seed round. The India-based live streaming and community platform startup founded by Aditya Sharma and Pooja Dubey in April of 2020 plans to use its investment proceeds to expand its reach and hiring talent. For workforce changes, Scott Steedman is appointed the CCO at DreamHack Sports Games. Steedman will lead all the teams as well as sales and marketing efforts of MTG's sports simulation business unit. Previously, Scott has worked at companies like English football club Southampton FC, Team Marketing, as well as Rangers Football Club, among others. Charlie Allen launched his new agency, Roadhouse. Allen will serve as the managing director of Roadhouse, which aims to educate clients interested in the gaming and esports space from the sports, media, and entertainment world. Previously, Allen was the director of global brand partnerships at ESL, and before that, he worked in similar roles at Fox Networks, Momentum Worldwide, Rainmaker Consulting, Sport One, and CSM Sport and Entertainment. eFuse adds Neil Duffy and 𝗪𝗿 to the revenue team. Former CCO of CSL, Neil Duffy, joins eFuse as its chief revenue officer, along with 𝗪𝗿, who was formerly at Houston Outlaws, as eFuse's new director of partnerships. eFuse looks to solve the problem of discovering esports. The self-titled LinkedIn for Gamers looks to help provide amateur and college players with a platform to boost their chances of establishing a career in the gaming space. Tally Fisher joins NZXT as a PR director. Tally Fisher joins after 5 years at Discord as the PR and events director. Tally's a seasoned PR professional working with companies like GREE, Warner Brothers, Ubisoft, and Sega. FanAI hired 𝐓𝐡𝐢𝐬𝐴 as the CTO. David joins FanAI after over 3 years at Mission Capital. He also spent close to 2 years working for Shareable before Mission Capital. Esports Technologies has gained Clinton Sparks as an advisor to amplify growth. Sparks has a seasoned career within music and esports as a former FaZe Clan exec and now founder of Incept. He is the owner of Get Familiar Radio as well as a host of Win Big with Clinton Sparks and is also an award-winning hip-hop producer and songwriter. 𝗪𝗿𝗵𝗏𝗂 joins ESL Gaming as a new GM. 𝗪𝗿 leaves his 5-year tenure at Blizzard where he oversaw Hearthstone, StarCraft, Warcraft, and Heroes of the Storm in the EMEA region to join ESL overseeing game management now. Unity Software, they named Peter Moore as the Senior Vice President of Sports and Live Entertainment. While his role is currently a bit unclear, Peter comes from nearly 20 years in executive roles at Sega, Microsoft, and EA Sports. And last but not least, for new stuff, there's a new Return to LAN protocol from ESL Gaming. ESL Gaming released its initial 2021 calendar for ESL and DreamHack events, and while most of the competitions will have no audience, there are some in-person events that will have an audience, like ESL One Cologne. ESL will be one of the first few tournament organizers to announce in-person events again for 2021. And thank you all so much for watching. Credit to Esports Insider, the Esports Observer, Synopsis Esports, 𝗪𝗏𝗧𝗏, and the orgs themselves for the images and the press releases information here. Once again, I do appreciate you guys watching this, and if you do enjoy this, please share this with someone else who would also enjoy this. Take care, everybody, and have a wonderful week.